Welcome to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Caesars Sportsbook, the home of Caesars rewards. Caesars will be riding along with us all season long through the regular season, NFL playoffs, as well as the big game, otherwise known to everyone else as the Super Bowl. And also just in time for the home stretch of the regular season, we've got a special offer from Caesars Sportsbook. You use our code Pike DYW at Caesars.com/sportsbook-n-casino, and you will receive a special offer. The DYW and the Pike DYW stands for double your winnings. You make your first cash bet of at least $1, and Caesars Sportsbook will give you 100% profit boost to use on other sporting events down the road here. Again, 21 and older, terms and conditions apply. Problem gambling, 800-GAMBLER. Here we are, moving into Week 16, and it's been flying by.
Yeah. This was a fun week.
Yes,
it's a fun week because I went 2-1.
Yes,
so
we both did.
I didn't crash and burn like I did last week, but the week before that anyway. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we both did 2-1, and looking at the actual games this past weekend, it was kind of interesting. We're starting to see some teams get healthy. A lot of teams starting to get injured. That's going to be a problem for a lot of teams.
It's a real problem for Seattle. So
yes.
They were looking at the playoffs, and who knows now?
Yep, and now the Steelers are dealing with injuries on the defensive side. You've got Detroit lost another defensive player in their game against the Bills. So we're starting to see injuries pile up here. But like we've been doing all season long, before we start talking Week 16, we're going to look back at the previous week, which was Week 15, and we've got a bunch of different stats and records to discuss here. We're going to start off Thursday night game. The 49ers 6 points were the second fewest in the Kyle Shanahan era.
Boy, was that a boring game.
Yes.
For a nighttime game, that's the last thing you want to see on the East Coast,
yes.
Man. It was just grueling to watch.
Not even a touchdown scored, just 6 points by the Niners.
Yep.
Going over to Sunday's games, we've got my Jets actually winning a game.
Yeah, I mean...
very unusual to see that.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers looking like the old Aaron Rodgers.
And Devontae Adams.
Boy, he went
nearly
crazy.
200 yards receiving, 198 yards. He became the 12th player in NFL history to score 100 touchdowns. Also, the Jets won their first game in Florida since 2014.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Yes, that's a crazy stat, but that team is dysfunctional to... they're the definition of dysfunction.
I saw that stat, and I was like, oh, my God, that's 10 years.
Yes.
2014, that's 10 years. You don't win in Miami for 10 years, and you play them every year.
No, you don't win in Florida.
Oh, you don't win in Florida completely in 10 years. That's even worse.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Couldn't beat Jacksonville or Miami or Tampa Bay.
Yeah. And Mac Jones, too.
Mac Jones.
Had a great record against the Jets until
came in 5-0,
week.
now he's 5-1. So
yeah.
You mentioned Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers joined Tom Brady as the only players in NFL history to lead their team in rushing yards in a game.
Huh, okay.
After turning 40.
Oh, okay, after turning 40.
Yeah, I was getting to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Rodgers also joined Doug Flutie as the only players with at least 40 rushing yards after turning 40 in a game.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, kind of two interesting stats there for
Doug
Rodgers
Flutie making an appearance.
Exactly.
Wow, look at that.
Moving over, we have Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson recording his 6th career 5-touchdown, 0 interception game. 3rd place all time. Only Tom Brady and Drew Brees have 8 of those, so they're the only 2 ahead of him.
I got to tell you, for Giant fans, this season can't end quick enough.
Yes.
Oh, what a terrible season.
Jackson, it was also the 5th time in Jackson's career he threw at least 5 touchdown passes and 5 or fewer interceptions. No one else in NFL history has more than 3 of those games.
Wow.
He's setting some incredible benchmarks.
Yeah.
Cowboys running back, Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
Interesting name, Rico Dowdle.
By the way, last week that was one of my games. The first time and probably the last time I will ever take Carolina on any bet whatsoever. They did not show up.
Well, Dowdle became the first undrafted player with 3 straight 100-yard rushing games since Arian Foster back in 2014.
Wow, okay.
Kansas City, the Chiefs are the 3rd team in the last 15 seasons to have 6 or more takeaways and 5 or more sacks in a game. Moving over to Washington, that was one of the games that bit me.
That was a good game.
That was a 20-19 win by the Washington Commanders. But again, there were some weird clock stoppages at the end there.
I kind of like the move. I like the gutsy call going for 2 instead of the tie. But
Well, if it wasn't a mistake by the referee stopping the clock and giving the other team extra time, they wouldn't have been able to do that. But Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels, 3,000 career passing yards, 656 rushing yards, the fourth rookie in NFL history to do that.
Wow.
He joins Cam Newton, Robert Griffin III, and Kyler Murray. All three won Offensive Rookie of the Year, by the way.
Well, it looks like he will, too.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of the Commanders, Terry McLaurin, first Commanders wide receiver to have 10 or more receiving touchdowns in a season since Gary Clark.
Wow.
1991.
I remember that. Wow. Okay.
Yes, that's a long time. They had a tight end, Jordan Reed, do it in 2015. He had 11.
Mm-hmm.
But McLaurin is the first Commanders wide receiver.
Wow. Okay.
Joe Burrow, Cincinnati quarterback, 6th straight game with at least 3 or more passing touchdowns. Mm-hmm. He joins, he's only Tom Brady, Andrew Luck, and Peyton Manning have longer streaks.
Okay.
Bills quarterback. Boy, what a game, that Bills-Lions game.
Yeah, that was just incredible. You took the over.
Yes,
I believe last week.
It was 54.5. I took it. They ended up scoring 90.
When the total is that high, I kind of stay away from it. But my God, what a shootout! Yeah, that was something I missed. But
most points scored in the NFL this season.
That was
most
a
yardage
bet that
game
you
too.
should have bet on. So.
Yeah, I did. So that was a good one good choice on me. Well,
and
both teams come in scoring 40 and 40 last 2 games each.
And is there any doubt that Josh Allen's going to win MVP? I mean, MVP is typically a quarterback award. I know in Philadelphia everyone chants MVP when Saquon Barkley grabs the ball, but I really don't think. I think this is Josh Allen's year to come. And the way he's playing and the way he's leading that team is just absolutely incredible.
Josh Allen, first player in NFL history with multiple passing touchdowns and multiple rushing touchdowns in consecutive games.
Wow. See? Yeah.
Buffalo, the team itself, only team since 1970 to score 15 or more touchdowns and have 0 giveaways and give up the sack in the 3-game span.
Yeah, they have an amazing 3 games, and they actually won lost one of those 3 games. So, but he still scored like 42 points in the loss. So
they've had 3 straight games of 40 points.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely incredible.
But over that 3-game span, 17 touchdowns, 0 giveaways, have not allowed a sack in 3 games. Bills also have scored 30-plus points in 8 consecutive games. That's an incredible streak.
I'm thinking last week was kind of a preview of the Super Bowl. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm holding on. The Eagles look great. There's a lot of teams up there with it's like a log jam up on top. So, which kind of indicates that the starters are going to be playing throughout the season. The last couple of games, they're not going to rest anyone. Because there's home field, there's a bye involved, so that's kind of good for the fans. But it should be an interesting couple weeks out.
Again, I know everyone's saying the road to the Super Bowl goes through Detroit, but they're starting to lose players. And with the Eagles playing the way they're playing, by the way, Eagles 10 straight games. That's the longest active streak in the NFL now that the Detroit Lions have ended their 11-game winning streak. Longest win streak in franchise history, too. You mentioned the Eagles. So their 10-game win streak is pretty good there. Since week 5 bye, they've been doing extremely well, even with A.J. Brown asking for the ball.
Well, look, I made money on that.
So did I.
One of the prop bets. Well, you had A.J. Brown anytime touchdown, which great bet.
Yeah,
I did the bet that during the Eagles' first drive, A.J. Brown will catch a pass.
Oh yeah,
and he did. So when you complain that much, they tend to get the ball to you. Yes. So, so you might as well make money with it. So.
And last stat for the week here, looking back at week 15, Tampa Bay wide receiver Mike Evans. 7th career game with 150 receiving yards and multiple touchdowns. 4th most in NFL history. He trails Jerry Rice, who has 17. And then we have 8 each with Tyreek Hill and Don Maynard.
Wow, Don Maynard. Huh?
Reaching back into the annals of history right there. So,
boy. By the way, Tampa Bay was one of the games I won last week. So
they played well.
Good for the Buccaneers.
Yes. But that's the look back at Week 15. Looking forward to Week 16, we'll have our picks and analysis for upcoming games after the break. But I'll just go through what we did in terms of record between the two of us, since this is really a competition between us.
This is between me and Doug. Yes. So if you want to take our advice, you're free to do so. But I'm playing against Doug right there.
Right now, we both went 2-1 in week 15.
Yeah.
Season long, 22-22-1 is you.
Wow. Okay. Jeez.
And I'm 30-15. Mm-hmm. So I've got a 7.5 game lead right now.
Why does it seem like you're way, way ahead of me? I mean, if I have a couple great weeks and
I have a couple bad weeks,
I can't believe we're that close, but whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not that far apart. It's not a big difference.
You just keep your head in the games. Don't worry about the other person. Just do the best you can when doing this stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. That's my philosophy.
And like I said, we're going to be doing our picks and analysis after the break, but here are the rules real quick. We use Caesars Sportsbook midweek lines, so keep checking the lines after you hear the show. We do point spreads and totals. We do not do money lines. And we do 3 games each between the two of us, and we've already gone through 45 games this season so far.
Okay, all right.
So it's adding up, but again, it's not that big of a lead. It's an easy lead to lose. Let me put it that way.
I'm shocked that I'm even that close. By the way,
but again, Caesar Sportsbook line midweek, so please check everybody there and bet responsibly as well.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back with our picks and analysis. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesar Sportsbook. Doug and Dave from Turnpike Sports here to talk about one of the more unique food delivery concepts that we've come across out in the market today, and that's Try the World.
Oh, it's amazing. But by the way, we've had that box right behind you for a couple days now. And you know how much self-restraint it took for me not to eat through that box? It's just amazing stuff in there.
Well, it's a very unique concept in the marketplace here. One of the things people love about when they travel is trying the foods in the different places, whether it's domestic or international travel. And this is where Try the World comes in, because nowadays some people don't have the money or the time to actually go around traveling all the time.
By the way, if I ever tried to find the foods that are in that box in my local markets, it would take forever. Let me tell you something. Belgian chocolate covered strawberries.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Look at this. I got all the chocolate stuff out of the box, by the way. Milk chocolate with whole hazelnuts.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, look at these things. One of the things, dry roasted nuts from Japan.
Oh, by the way, I'll be munching on them at the Turnpike bar later today.
Yes.
And look at this. Look at this. This is the first thing that caught my attention opening the box. It's I've never heard of these, but I can't wait to try them. So see, that's the amazing self-control I had, because I would have eaten through that box within an hour of getting it.
Well, if you'd eaten through the box, we wouldn't have anything to talk about
I know. Now. Well, that's why I didn't do it. So, but thank you, Try the World. It's absolutely amazing.
But, Try the World, you can get snacks, drinks, anything really, chocolates, peanuts, all these different things from a different part of the globe delivered right to your door. As a matter of fact, Try the World is very simple to use.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Actually, if you go to trytheworld.com, and what you do is when you get to the homepage, you click on this big button that says Start Your Food Journey.
Okay.
Very cool thing to say.
Absolutely.
Start your food journey. And what you do is you go through a list of different ways to organize what you're ordering. You go through, choose the box size, which is dependent upon the number of snacks you want. Mm-hmm. Then you choose the countries you want the snacks to come from, or they have a button there that says surprise me, so they pick and choose what you want, and then you choose your subscription rate, whether it's 1 month, 6 months, 9 months, over to a year. Well, it's that simple.
Yeah, no, I have to tell you, I was pleasantly surprised, and I can't wait till we're done talking about it so I can start eating it, because I'm eyeing these Belgian chocolate things, by the way.
Well, the one thing everyone has to do when you go to checkout at trytheworld.com is make sure you use our code PIKE, P-I-K-E, to get 10% off your purchase or even your subscription. Whatever you're doing, whether it's one box or a whole year's worth of boxes, you make sure you use the word PIKE when you're going through the checkout, and you'll get 10% off your purchase.
And by the way, it's one of the most unique gifts you can give someone. I mean, it's just amazing, especially this time of gift-giving season. You never know what to get people, and this is perfect for everyone.
Well, this is a perfect gift for everyone else, but also
absolutely,
you can give yourself the gift, too. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself a gift of Try the World.
Absolutely.
It's one of the best things out there, trytheworld.com, promo code PIKE.
Can I eat now?
I'm hungry.
Okay.
With costs going up, Adam and Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry! You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Caesars Sportsbook, the home of Caesars Rewards. Caesars is with us all season long through the playoffs, through the Super Bowl. They've got a brand new offer. If you head on over to Caesars.com/sportsbook-n-casino, use our promo code PIKE, DYW, when you sign up. DYW stands for double your winnings, because when you do a $1, at least a $1 cash bet, after you register, you will be getting 100% profit boost from Caesars Sportsbooks to use. As always, terms and conditions apply. 21 and older, problem gambling, 800-GAMBLER. Now, we are now in Week 16 of the NFL season.
Yes, and I got to make some bold moves to catch up with you.
Got some interesting games on the calendar, especially...
we got some Saturday NFL. Look at that.
The first Saturday games. That's actually really nice to see.
Yeah.
But I'll go through the rules. We did it before we went to the break, but I'll go through the rules again. We're playing against each other 3 games each every week. We keep track of our standings. We do point spreads and totals, no money lines. We use Caesars Sportsbook midweek lines, so please check the lines before you place any bets after hearing our analysis of the games, because sometimes the lines do change, the totals do change. Mm-hmm. Keep an eye on the lines before you place any bet, and always bet responsibly.
Absolutely.
So without any further ado, let's head on over to the first game of the week. First game of the week for me, I am going with the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are favored by 4.5.
There's a barn burner.
Yes, there's an over-under of 42.5. And what we're going to be watching this week with these two teams is basically a battle between two mistake-prone teams. Yep. I think Will Levis has about 5 interceptions over the last 5 games. I don't know how many fumbles he's given up, because I really just got I started shaking my head after going through his turnover battle.
That's why I got to look at this game for the prop bets on the turnovers.
Yes.
So I think you'll see a lot.
Well, if we were betting on the totals of over-unders in terms of turnovers, that'd be my bet this week.
Yeah.
But, and then you have Indianapolis with that. They called it a fumble. It just looked kind of weird. It was a backward lateral that the Denver picked up in midair. That's hard to say.
Yeah, no, he
picked up the fumble in midair.
Well, no. I guess technically it's a fumble. I guess the guy
threw
it. It was a lateral.
Yep.
So that's what it's technically. I didn't know if that was an interception or what.
It was officially credited as a fumble return for a touchdown.
Okay.
So basically, you're going to be seeing turnovers all over the place. You've got Tennessee 1-9 against the spread in their last 10 games. They're 1-3 against the spread in their last 4 away games, which they are here. Colts have won 6 of their last 7 at Nissan Stadium. Thinking of the noodles. No, it's the car. Nissan Stadium, following a loss, while the Titans have failed to cover the spread in 7 of their last 8 Sunday games. So, like I said, this is going to be kind of interesting to watch, more, like rubbernecking on the highway, more so than anything else. But I'm going to go with Indy and lay the 4.5.
All right, my first game is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens, who are favored by 6 with a total of 45. I have been a big fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers this year, especially when they have been underdogs, but lately they are just too banged up to, I think, keep pace with the Ravens. Last week, T.J. Watt left the game with an ankle injury. George Pickens is still dealing with a hamstring injury, so he's not 100% if he's even playing. Meanwhile, the Ravens have been playing an incredible game against the New York Giants. I mean, they so good that they rested some of their players on both sides of the ball. And this is after coming off a bye. So I know you're not going to say a team is well rested, but they're as well rested a team that you can get at this point of the year. And the Steelers just played 4 consecutive division games prior to the loss to the Eagles last week, and I think they're just way too banged up to keep pace with the Ravens this week. So I'm taking the Ravens and laying the points.
All right, let's head on over to the second game of the week. Second game of the week, I have the Arizona Cardinals favored by 4 points at the Carolina Panthers. The over-under in this game is 47 points. Arizona's coming into the game 7-3 against the spread over their last 10. They're 2-1 against the spread in their last 3 away games. Carolina, and I was surprised when I saw this, Carolina's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 home games.
Well, they didn't help me last week, so no. Thank you, Carolina.
As a matter of fact, I'm referencing that right now. The way Dallas destroyed Carolina there, you got to think with Arizona still in the playoff hunt. The only concern I have in this game with what I'm doing here is the weather. The Cardinals have a losing record on the East Coast since 2013. Mm-hmm. But take that with a grain of salt, because this year they're 5-0 against the spread in non-conference games, which this is. I'm thinking Carolina's in for another long afternoon. I'm going Arizona and laying the 4.
Okay, here's one of my Hail Mary picks to keep up with you. My next game is the New England Patriots at the Buffalo Bills, who are favored by 14 points with a total of 46.5. The Buffalo Bills just look unstoppable at this point of the season. I mean, last week the Bills offense produced 559 yards and 28 first downs against the Detroit Lions. The Bills defense, however, gave up 521 yards and 30 first down in that game. I mean, certainly the Patriots don't have an offense like the Detroit Lions, but I think the Patriots can score on this defense. Look, Patriots are not going to win this game. But the total is 46.5. I think the Buffalo Bills can probably score 46 points themselves. But I think with the Patriots possibly scoring a couple points, I think that could drive it to hit the over. So I'm taking the over in this game, believe it or not. And I'm looking at the weather, and it looks pretty okay right now, so we'll see what happens, but 46 points, 46.5 points, I think that's that's doable in this game.
I looked at this game too. I would have gone with the 14-point spread, but
no, that's just too much for me. I am just not comfortable with the 14-point spread.
I've won every game I've bet on a big spread. I've won this season.
I know.
And I should have gone with this.
I'm just nervous at that 14-point spread, and look. There are bad teams in this league, but they are professional football players, yes. And they know how to play football. So 14 for me in professional football is a little tough to go with, for me anyway.
Okay, well, let's head on over to the last game of the week. Final game for me is the Battle of Ohio, another episode of the Battle of Ohio. Yes. I have the Cleveland Browns at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals right now are favored by 7 points. There's an over-under of 48. I have a feeling this spread and this total are going to change by the time we get closer to kickoff. But
So jump on it.
Yes.
Jump on it now.
But we've got a playoff hopeful in Cincinnati. We've got basically what's amounting to a turnover machine in that Cleveland offense. Mm. They're not consistent in any way, shape, or form. Nick Chubb is not going to be playing because he's got a broken foot. He's out. Jameis Winston, if he plays, he's got the ability to put them in some really good spots offensively, but he's got an even greater talent to throw them into really bad spots offensively. And it could end up being some short field opportunities for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. However, I am hearing chatter that you're looking at maybe Darian Thompson-Robinson playing. DTR maybe starting. DTR in place of Winston. But again, I don't think it really matters. You've got the Bengals covering 7 straight against teams with a losing record. Joe Burrow has thrown at least 3 touchdown passes in 6 straight games. Cincinnati's won the past 2 home meetings between these two teams by an average of 15 points. The offense in Cleveland just is the big question mark. The defense has not shown up consistently enough. Cincinnati's playing for the playoffs again. They really do have a shot if they keep winning. I'm going with Cincinnati and laying the 7.
All right, my last game is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 4-point favorites at the Dallas Cowboys with a total of 49.5 points. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. I love the way the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been playing. And more importantly, they have something to play for because Dallas is just out of the playoff picture, and Tampa Bay should be motivated for this. Also, Tampa Bay has won 11 of their last 12 road games in December, and I think this week in Dallas, they're going to win again. Baker Mayfield has been playing some of his best football all season long, and he's doing it at the right time. He's getting hot at the right time, and I think he can put some big numbers up against this Cowboys defense, and who aren't very good when they play in Dallas. So they're not very good at home. So I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and laying the points.
Okay, those are our 3 picks for the week. Our analysis is all complete. We'll be right back to do a recap of our picks and analysis and close out the show. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesars Sportsbook.
If you don't have final expense life insurance, this message is for you. Life Care provides valuable information about whole life insurance to help cover final expenses, medical bills, burial costs, and other final expenses. A final expense life insurance policy is fast and available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exam, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral costing $9,420 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses. Your premium will never increase. Your policy will have a cash value and a death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense life insurance with a lifetime lock, call 800-601-9488. That's 800-601-9488.
Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand.
Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesars Sportsbook, the home of Caesars Rewards. We just did our analysis for Week 16 for the 3 games each that we're doing that we compete against each other for. So why don't we recap for everybody? Dave, go first.
Okay, I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens and laying the 6 points against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm taking the over 46.5 points in the Patriots-Bills game. And I am taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and laying the 4 points against the Dallas Cowboys.
And here I am going with all favorites this week. I've got Indianapolis, really? Indianapolis Colts laying the 4.5, Arizona laying the 4 against the Carolina Panthers, and Cincinnati Bengals laying the 7 against Cleveland Browns. As always, these picks will be in written form on our blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. Feel free to comment there. Feel free to throw in your own picks there. info@turnpikesportsradio.com is the email address for the show. And you can also connect with us on social media, Instagram, Turnpike Sports Radio, Facebook, Turnpike Sports, and Twitter. We have 2, or X, sorry, Turnpike X. Sports, Turnpike Bets. I still can't get calling that X. It's whatever that is. X Twitter. X Twitter. There you go.
X Twitter.
Yeah. There we go. So we got 2 there, Turnpike Bets and Turnpike Sports to choose from. And again, look forward to more games next week.
And that'll do for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike. Good luck, everyone.